The Recruitment Rollercoaster podcast. My name is Hisham Azuz, and today I'm in a very warm studio with Tom and Sam from Logical Resources. They've actually come all the way from Leeds.
We're well travelled, mate.
All the way from Leeds today.
Tom had a nosebleed on the train coming down.
Yeah, I mean, you guys shot some content and that sort of stuff, which will be exciting to see how that looks. But I think you guys have done well, lads, in the heat. Honestly, I know it was a bit sweaty at the beginning. Yeah. Had see-through shirts and all sorts, but we got the aircon out, didn't we? Got the aircon out, the fans, and
sophisticated cooling technology. It was pretty good.
Exactly.
I think I might have had Ashley, one of your interns, just trying to blow on me to get a bit of sweat.
Exactly, but you guys got it done, which is good. As recruiters do, you get it done, even no matter how hard the job is.
That's it.
But no, so I guess I had a quick peruse over your LinkedIn whilst you was outside, and I guess where I'd love to start with you guys is maybe a bit about. I mean, where do you guys started this business together? 3.5 years old now. So how did you guys meet? Have you always known each other, or?
No, so basically, we started working we started our recruitment careers I did, at a business called New Chapter Consulting.
Okay.
So they were one of a competitor now. Might be looked at slightly not fondly by them, but yeah, basically, cool. Tom was actually my manager there. So
oh, nice.
I started beforehand, was a bit headstrong. Tom came in, instilled his management technique on me.
Nice.
Disagreed with him most of the time, like nearly had a punch up in the boardroom once. Really, really loud.
So Tom was your manager, basically?
Yeah, he was my manager.
Is he still your manager now, then? Or?
No. No, we do everything 50-50.
Nice.
Oh, straight down the middle.
Well, so what? How? Tell me about how did you guys get into recruitment then? I guess so. Tom,
so my story's a lot longer because I'm dead old. But so I started out 2003 after I left uni.
Nice.
Working for a company called Ellis Fairbank, who no longer exists but are quite infamous in Leeds.
Cool.
There's a lot of recruitment companies that have come out of there.
Nice.
So yeah, I started out with them just doing general sales recruitment, and then basically ended up at Hayes for quite a bit, working for them, doing managing sales. So I managed Leeds and London offices, and then left there, ended up at New Chapter.
Yeah.
With Sam, and then basically we worked together for a while and thought we could do this together. Go do our own thing, and that led us to Logical Resources, where we are now, basically.
What about you then, Sam? I know before we got on here, you said
I went to I started university to try and keep it on the same kind of timeline as Tom. Tom had been employed for about 10 years at this point.
Throw that in there.
Yeah, so I went to university and studied history, which is hilarious in itself.
History?
Yeah, history, yeah.
Nice.
So I used to get the question pretty much every time anybody asked me when I graduated. It's like, well, why did you do history? Are you going to be a history teacher? I was like, yeah, do I look like that kind of bloke who'd be a history teacher? I don't think so. But basically from there, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I'd played a decent level of rugby league for many years. And basically I got the opportunity to go over to Australia.
Nice.
I had 2 wicked years out there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice, mate.
Came back with even less of a clue what I wanted to do with my life. and yeah, basically a good friend of mine actually, who I met at university, he was actually working for this recruitment business, New Chapter. So I just went for an interview.
He sold you the dream.
Yeah, he sold me the dream. He was like, well, basically, he said to me, I think you'll be good at this. And I was like, right, okay, well, that's enough incentive for me to just go and have a go at it. So
why do you think that is? And have you always been sort of a bit of a people person, or like you said, confident to speak to people?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, the skill that I had is that I would try really hard. I was never gifted at particularly anything, but if I wanted to be good at something, I had to give it a good old go. And like I said, can talk the hind legs, talk the hind legs off a donkey.
I think a lot of people would say that, obviously, like. I don't. Do you guys do graduate recruitment now? That you guys don't touch that or not?
No, not at the moment. We do little bits and pieces for some key
but
clients.
Like I think a lot of recruitment businesses look for like sporty people and stuff like that, because obviously there's a lot of
competition.
Competition and have the right sort of mindset. I guess. So I guess maybe you had a bit of that, and that's why that helped.
I would suggest so, and that was what my friend kind of suggested. So I got the job offer. I started with those guys. And I thought to myself, he's done me a bit of a turn here getting me this interview. And I was like, knowing this person, I was thinking, there's got to be some kind of catch. And then when I passed my 6-month probation period, like they pulled everybody into the office and they were like, right, okay, so we'd just like to give Sam a round of applause. He's passed his probationary period. And I'd also like to just announce that, Gavin, you've got your £500 referral fee. So, well done.
Did he not half it with you?
Did he not?
Oh,
no,
didn't even mention
exactly.
it.
Didn't even mention it.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had a bit of a, I didn't speak to him for that week. But well, now I think about it, obviously we're in a business based around referrals and putting people in touch with each other. So, yeah, I'd be pretty aggrieved if a candidate I placed asked for like half of the fee just for getting a job.
That's true.
Yeah.
What was the moment where you, if there was a moment, I don't know, was there a moment where you both of you were like, fuck this, we can do this ourselves, or I don't know, was there a moment? Or
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need to be fairly careful about how we discuss these things, though, you know, pending court cases. No, I'm only joking. But no, I think we got on really well, and I think for me it was I knew that Sam had all the skills that I didn't have. So there was a lot of.
Oh, nice. So you was aware to know what you wasn't good at, and what
I
like that.
Yeah. It was like we complemented each other quite well, and we kind of knew we were both quite entrepreneurial in that regard, and we weren't great at being managed.
Sure. Okay.
So I think it was always going to be a natural outcome.
That bit makes board meetings really fun though. When we're like trying to have conversations, we still don't really like to be managed either of us do it.
So was it just a consistent thing that you boys were thinking about then, or it was just?
Yeah, well, I mean, the reason that we initially started to look was, I mean, at the point I had been, I think I got the top billing consultant for the year. And basically there was something that had happened, and I felt like we should have been rewarded slightly better than I was.
Didn't feel as valued as you.
Yeah, I didn't feel as valued as I should have done. And then basically that kind of planted the seed to have conversations and basically, from just in case anybody's listening, from restrictive covenant purposes and things like that, we didn't operate in that market for 6 months after.
Nice, so you respected it?
Yeah, we did. I mean,
Small industry.
Yeah, it's a small. 100%. It's a small.
And reputation is everything, isn't it? And you guys, you boys clearly.
So basically, what we did is we went. One of Tom's former contacts basically said he's got a little bit of an interim gig for us to do.
Nice.
So we did a little bit in IT.
Okay, cool.
For a little while, which was
thoroughly
boring. Yeah.
Wasn't for you.
Yeah,
not for us. It got.
So was Logical Resources formed then, or you just waited?
Yeah. So basically, it was one of our investors. He's got another business called Logical Resources. That was his initial brand name. Logical Resources FMCG was basically an offshoot of that. He invests in a lot of different recruitment businesses.
Nice.
He's done pretty well for me. Logical Resources as a brand name, in one form or another, has been around for how long?
I must be 14, 15.
Is this chap your way then? Has he been like a bit of a mentor for you guys as well as an investor, or is it just?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, he's been a good guy. We parted ways last year, which was always part of the plan. In terms of he wasn't operational. He was
wanting to get support the right people.
Get started. Put the seed money in. And made the investment. We bought that out. But that was always the plan. That's always wanted. We wanted our own business, but
if you knew that from the get-go,
you need a bit of money to get you off the ground 100%. And stuff like that. So, he helped with that.
Essentially, the whole reason that me and Tom decided to set up the business was that we were, total masters of our destiny. And the chap who invested in his business partner, they were, absolutely fantastic. But it was, it was still only 50% ours, and it was like, I've still got to make decisions. I can't just speak to Tom about what I've got to do.
Yeah, sure.
He didn't really sit comfortably with us, and now we've made that decision, and we're 100%
that's class
owners of the company, which is pretty cool.
So I guess question for you then, Tom, which I always like to ask people who've been in the game for a while. Because obviously I only spent 2.5 years in the industry, and now recruitment guys are my clients. But what's been the sort of the biggest changes that you've seen then in the time?
Easily LinkedIn, without question.
Really?
Yeah, it's completely transformed.
Your face is the fact that LinkedIn is a change. What do you mean it's not always been there?
I know, it's mad. It's crazy to think. It is crazy to think. So when you started, did you have LinkedIn?
No, he had a typewriter.
When I started, I didn't have a computer. So basically. So no, but recruiters used to be headhunters.
Okay.
So the people who still.
So what does that mean?
So basically, you had to go find people.
Okay.
Rather than just post jobs on LinkedIn.
Yeah, okay.
So job boards were pretty prevalent, but everybody had job boards and everybody had applications to those. There was also the Daily Telegraph or whatever printed media that you advertised in. That was also big, but it was very expensive.
On paper.
So if you got briefed on a role by a client, you basically just rang up all their competitors and found their equivalent salespeople. I always did sales, so it was always equivalent salespeople.
So and approached them. Pretty much just cold call them at their desk.
Yeah, well, or in the car, because they were generally sales guys.
Where did you get their number from?
Well, you just ring up pretending to be a customer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to do that first. Right?
So you had to do your research phase, your approach phase. You sort of.
So like because I remember I used to work with people who were around that time also, and they used to say that like you used to basically call up and like you like map out the teams by like calling in, speak to different people. All right, okay, so this guy's there, and then you'd have to try.
Yeah, and the whole relationship thing was much more important because you didn't have a database full of all their information and every conversation you ever had with them. You had to remember everybody. I had binders full of what we used to call whites, which was like an interview card with a CV stapled to it. And that had all your notes on it, and every time you spoke to them, you just added more notes to it.
So LinkedIn was the game changer?
LinkedIn was like 2005, I think it came out, but it didn't get hot till about 2008-9.
Really?
I remember I was on it.
What did people use? Did you use it from day one, or like what was it used for initially? Then why?
To be honest, to start with, there was no feed. So it was a bit like Facebook when that started. There was no news feed as such. It was more of a Rolodex. It was just a way to manage contacts. To start with, and then people started posting on it, but it was just companies posting updates. Nobody really understood the whole. Social media was still not really a thing. So nobody got it really, and then I quite enjoyed it. Groups used to be a big thing on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I know.
So I set up quite a few groups.
How many members did you have on that one?
Yeah, I had one that I don't know why I set it up, but it was like jobs in Australia. And it had like 50,000 members.
I'm sure it was
50,000 members.
And it just basically, I just used to like advertise on it. Jobs in Australia.
But it was a bit more of a smarter way to do it.
I'm sure it was an area you were professing to be an expert in.
we had an office out there, so it's to help that. But then so it was stuff like that. But I'd say LinkedIn has been the biggest change, and combine that with social media and everything else in terms of. There's a lot more output now rather than input. So you used to, you'd pay 10 grand for a 5x12 in the Daily Telegraph. And you'd get 300 or 400 CVs in the post. And then you'd sift them and you'd ring them.
In the post.
Yeah, and it was just the way it was done. Whereas now, you can essentially post a job for nothing on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
And the content you can create and all this sort of stuff we're doing right now. That's all as important now as. Cold calling.
So obviously, because obviously I've got a bit more context on your business and stuff and how you built it. But have you, when you more recently then, let's say in the last couple of years before you started, did you use social media and stuff like that, or did that come natural to you, or I don't know, did you see that as?
I've always sort of seen it as
a way to communicate.
It's just the easiest way to sort of engage with people.
And when you say engage with people, though, was you one of those people who just spam people with the new jobs you had, or did you actually do something decent?
Kind of try to always use that 80-20 rule. So it's 80% of the content's non-work related, and then 20% is. But to be honest, when you get an influx of jobs, who's not?
Do you know what the beauty of it is for us now? And this is something that I don't want to sound arrogant, but it does feel like that over the last maybe 18 months, 2 years, that we've been using this kind of technique. Other recruitment agencies are kind of posting similar stuff. Is that we now, you're talking about making a job post boring and a blast, and it's like getting spammed. We try and basically make every single post that we put on, even though it's a job, quirky. There's some form of angle where it's funny. So basically, and that's how that's why I believe we've got such great engagement with candidates.
It's not the same in general.
It's just so. I mean, one of the lads in the office, he loves. For some reason, he's got like a pun fetish. He uses puns in every kind of just like in a normal conversation, he'll try and fit a pun in. And basically, that's what he does now. Is he just put puns in his job post,
and it works.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, I suppose it does work.
I just think you've got to tell stories.
Tell stories. That's what recruiters do best, right? Tell the stories.
Yeah. Well, the biggest change that I've seen, obviously, because I wasn't around when you used to have to, stand at a printer and wait for a new CV.
Did fax machine on a Monday morning?
Fighting for Monday fax. I think the biggest thing for me is the use of those platforms. So the use of LinkedIn, and now people consistently posting content and compelling stories about themselves, about the business. You're starting to now get people post, who maybe would have been really shy of being videoed previously. Like posting just a morning video about like an inspirational quote or something like that. And that's something that's that's been the biggest change for me, is how that content is actually delivered to people.
Yeah. To be fair, if I think back, I only started using LinkedIn when I got in. Well, on the cusp of me getting into recruitment, and if thinking back, it has changed a lot in terms of what you see in your newsfeed now, isn't it? It's people just putting on random motivational stuff and all that, but they want videos on there at the moment, like 100%.
I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not.
What do you like? What do you think?
I like writing, so I like the written word. I like to read.
The thing is, there's that will always be there. Like that will always do well. A lot of people think, I have to be the video to do it, but the fact that you like reading and you like to write, that's fine. You should still do that. Do you get what I mean? It's not one or the other.
Do you know what I think the issue is? I don't know. I think I might be maybe the exception to the rule, but it's almost like I scroll through social media, I scroll through LinkedIn, and then it's like, it's silence, and you can just read and take in that information.
Yeah. So do you like reading as well?
Yeah, well, it's not that I like reading, it's just that I don't necessarily, especially if I'm sat in the office, just like a big load of volume coming out my phone, and you have to
actually have to have more
engages
attention.
in more than one sense.
Yeah, that's true.
So you obviously you're looking, which is one sense for your written stuff, but with the video, it's two. You've obviously got to listen as well as look.
And that's why as well the whole subtitles thing is big on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I agree. Those
huge.
are the only videos that I will watch.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, and that's where I think a lot more people are doing it now. But when you actually post a video on LinkedIn, it actually allows you to upload the subtitle file when you upload the video. So the fact they're allowing you to do it like just so easy and smoothly is because exactly what you said. When people are scrolling through, it actually starts when it's muted. The video, so it makes sense that subtitles. But I get what you're saying, and also if you think about it, if you're trying to communicate with your market, they might feel uncomfortable watching the video if they're in the office or whatever.
Exactly.
So it may not actually work, but cool. Let's talk about the thing that what you guys have built then. I mean, so been in business 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
So why have you, the market that you recruit in?
Yeah.
Have you done? Did you do that before you did it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you did that in your old company?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Literally like for like.
All right, okay, yeah, but why
hence having to reference the 6-month restrictive covenant that was obeyed by,
No, but it's about your network, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So for us, specificity is really important. You've got to be a specialist in what you do. So we've started off in a really narrow channel, recruiting one type of job. And it's the one that has the most volume in terms of sort of movements.
Okay.
And I think that was our case. We knew all those people. And we can deliver really easily for the customers.
What I was going to say, how many people do you have now?
It's 12. Well, we've got one more hire coming in.
Nice. What, recently?
That person's not started yet.
Congrats, whoever that is.
But yeah.
We can't discuss it.
All right, okay, we won't.
Basically, 12.
12 strong. How many recruiters do you have? Like, because do you have marketing people specifically?
Well, our first ever hire was a marketeer, so that kind of gives you. Yeah, so there was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And
Let's talk about that then.
We hired Dan.
Because a lot of people, that would not be the case. So what was the thought process behind that?
So we could really focus on the recruitment.
Yeah.
And not have to worry, because we know that the marketing is key. And building a brand to compete in a small niche industry, building the brand's really important.
When did you know that was important, though? Have you always known that was important?
Well, if I'm honest with you, that was part of that was one of the key decision making pillars that we took from the old place, was that their market, their brand creation was really good.
Oh, okay.
We thought we could market it better.
Okay,
so basically, that was something that we learned, and the brand is super crucial, because the problem that you've got in the recruitment industry is if you get relationships that are owned by a person, and when that person leaves your business, that relationship's gone. If you can build a brilliant brand like a Michael Page in a different sector, for example, if Chris, who's got the whatever contract, leaves, that client's still going to stay because it's Michael Page. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to create, is that brand.
So Dan came in, and that was his focus, was to create the content and then distribute.
So then
we started out just blogging, and it was all he had to write blogs basically. And then we've grown it and grown it and grown it. So
no, I just think that's really interesting what you're saying. I couldn't agree with more, but I feel like that isn't like a lot of recruitment businesses or agency owners, that marketing comes secondary. Like 100%.
It's bums on seats, isn't
that's
it?
What I mean.
Hands on phones.
That's what I mean. And I think that, I mean, for me, what I've always said to people, and hopefully you agree, but like all that isn't to replace the traditional methods, is that you have to do both, right?
Definitely, but it's what it does is it allows the recruiter to focus on recruitment.
Sorry,
so it allows the recruiter to focus on recruitment rather than spending half the day writing a blog or doing these videos.
So again, it comes down to knowing what your strengths are, right?
Yeah, somebody else is creating that content. That's their job. The problem with recruiters is, it's for so long, recruiters, they call it 360, but it's probably 720 because you're a recruiter, you're a salesman, you're a marketeer, all these other things. But at the end, the customer's not getting. They're only getting 25% because they just want the recruiter. They don't want the BD guy. They don't want all the other bits.
Well, the thing is, if you can be a good enough marketeer, you never have to be a salesperson because people come to you about what you actually discuss. 100%,
mate. I couldn't agree more. Do you get a lot of inbound inquiries and stuff?
We get a lot of repeat business.
Okay.
We get some inbound, but we'd love more, like everybody. But what we're really good at is once we've got a customer, we do a good job for them, and they stay with us.
Yeah, nice.
So we don't tend to lose a lot of business.
Yeah. So what would be interesting to us then is, in those early days, obviously you guys brought into it, invested in this other person. How? Because I'm sure there'd be a lot of recruiters or agency owners thinking, okay, well, how do you measure the ROI on having that marketing guy? Do you know what I mean? Because how do you match up him writing blogs to you getting more fees? I don't know. How did you decide? Oh, you know what, that was the right investment, or it's working, or whatever? How did you work that out?
Website hits, CVs through the website channels, engagement statistics, all that sort of stuff. You can't really measure it in fees, I don't think. But in terms of sort of, how many CVs he manages the mailers, he manages all the websites.
So that part of it is measurable. So, for example, I think in the first year that he was given the responsibility to not only, because obviously from a marketing perspective, you've got the brand, the website, and all those good things, but you've got the email blast, the mail shots with the actual job, with the jobs on them.
Sure.
So he was managing that response. So basically, and he was writing the adverts as well. So that's another, it's about him putting his own personal brand on that shot that's going out. I think in his first year, I think we got 8 candidates through the mailers that he'd written. So there is a tangible.
Yeah,
No,
not just
8 that we placed. So there's about 100. He posted 40 jobs and got 8 responses.
So 8 people that you actually placed.
We placed. So from a, I suppose it's what your definition of marketing is. I mean.
But that's why it's a bit blurry, isn't it? Sometimes, and I get why it gets on the back seat.
It's activity you've got to do. When people contact me through LinkedIn and say, "I've seen you guys on LinkedIn a lot, and I thought I'd give you a call."
100%.
Yeah, that's great. What we'd love to do is them not then go anywhere else, but that's by building the brand quality.
Yeah.
But at least at the moment, we're at the stage where the brand's out there, so people know who we are.
Yeah.
Now we've got to do that. Create that message where they know it's a quality brand and that they can rely on us and trust us.
How do you intend on doing that then?
I think it's just more about creating the right type of content, but it's also down to word of mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Obviously, I feel like that's a mix of you guys doing a bloody good job at people talking about it, and then also actually talking about the things you actually care about. And I think that this is because that's what I mean. When a lot of people, they're not sure where to start, and what I always say to people is like, the conversation you have with your candidates and clients is your content, if you get what I mean. You don't need to share the details, but you're taking a one-on-one conversation to however many people you reach. Do you know what I mean? And that's the content. So what you're talking about there is a mixture of both, right? Using those conversations, delivering, all that sort of stuff.
It's just document what's going on.
It's
really
and that is the content, isn't it? That's the thing.
Just tell stories about what's happening to you. Because if it's happening to you, it's happening to other recruiters.
Exactly.
And if you've got some best practice from that,
or a solution,
it's going to help them. Or you can throw that out, and they will give you the best practice. People will engage with you and help you out and give you tips. So
that's cool. I like that.
It's double win.
So what I was going to say, guys, so basically with that then, so you got the marketing person, that was your first hire. Did you get another recruiter in, or resource in the first year, or did you?
Was it?
So Aidan was next, wasn't he?
So
was that in the first year, or was it the?
Yeah.
So how did you go about attracting people to your business then? How did you go about that?
All word of mouth to start with.
Was it?
So a guy I used to work with years ago, he rang me up and was like, "Oh, my cousin's just left the army. doesn't have a clue what he wants to do. Will you give him an interview and maybe give him some tips? And we didn't really intend to hire him.
Yeah.
And we met him and we liked him and he came on board and he's been with us ever since. And he's now probably our most senior member of staff.
Nice.
And probably end up running the company.
That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing about recruitment, though, right?
Yeah.
That is like
no background. There's no specific background.
Yeah, it's just you don't need to have a degree. You don't need to be intelligent. You know, you just need to be able to work hard and hold a sentence, and that's pretty much it. If you can do those two things and you're prepared to keep doing things even when it's horrible, I think that's all you need to do.
What you said there is interesting, because I couldn't agree more. And it's like, obviously you went in there probably rationalising, we're probably not going to hire this guy, but obviously it felt right. And I think that's why people join businesses, right? It's that feeling right part.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what good recruiters have a good sense of. Do you know what I mean? When you meet a candidate and go, you know what, he'd be fucking brilliant for that client. That's the. Do you know what I mean? That's the good. That's the good recruiters. I think
that's something that comes with age and a bit of experience as well. Is that when you're initially told to do what you've got to do, you're really rigid and you stick to the rules and you stick to like the manual, so to speak, of the questions that you ask. But all people, as you spend more time doing the job, you just want to like get to know a person. And as 100%. Soon as you get to know a person, it's like, personality-wise, your skills on paper are a good fit for that job, but will you get on with that guy?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's it, innit?
Yeah,
it's like you're a professional matchmaker, basically.
Yeah, 100%. But I think the fact that you view it like that is definitely, that's how I used to view it, and that came quite natural to me. But there's a lot of people out there who are looking for keywords on the job spec and keywords on the CV. Do you know what I mean? And that's where recruitment falls short.
A lot of people trying to do the job of a computer, and what they don't realize is they can't do it as well as the computer. And if that's the way they recruit, one day the computer will do their job for 100%. Them. You've got to be a human, and that's the value you add. And that's what makes you better than some bot system. You can look for sales and business development in a CV.
I'd love to get your guys 2 pence on 2 things then. Firstly, because we're talking about recruitment and how you guys work, but what's your advice to sort of recruiters who are early in their career then? If you could sort of think back maybe, or the advice that you give your new recruits.
Well, there's one that I think I say to everybody who starts, who tells you they want to earn 100 grand in year one, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, love that.
Stop worrying about money, concentrate on learning.
Yeah, okay.
Just learn.
But do you think that's... Yeah, the person needs to understand that, and then also that's on you, right? Because there are some businesses who are like they make, I don't know, they give a lot of
false
credit.
promises,
you know what I mean?
oversell.
Yeah. Because I remember when I had an interview at the agency that I joined, he was like, "I got any other interviews?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "So what are your thoughts on recruitment?" And then I was like, and he was like, he asked me, "So what could you earn, or what do you think you could earn?" And I had some I think I used a few, not rec to recs. It was just people who were trying to get me into recruitment. Yeah, they definitely oversold the salaries.
It's like,
that's how it is.
When I started, it was like 15k base, 100 grand OTE. And it's like, you get in there, you're like, how is this even
I think
possible?
I was like, so people are telling me you can earn sort of 60, 80k in your first year. And he said pretty much what he said. He's like, mate, that's bollocks. You're not going to earn that. And he said it's about learning the first year and all that. So I like that.
The problem is, if you don't take that first year to really hone your skills, you'll never earn the big money. Because you'll always be just failing.
You need to create the foundation, don't you?
You know, the biggest problem I've seen, especially in the old business that we work for, you'd get people come through in waves. So, and what they used to do is they used to try and hire 2 people at once. So you'd basically have a little bit of internal competition. And the amount of times that the person out of those 2 that placed first, so if somebody placed in the first month, that person would more often than not be successful, because they went in there, they got a lucky CV into a lucky job, and they're like, this is easy. Whereas the guy who had to work 6 months and didn't make a fee, but followed the process and the process, that's the person who's going to be successful. I didn't make a fee for 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't make.
I think it took me 3 months. So what was your manager saying then?
No, it wasn't Tom. It wasn't Tom.
So was you feeling the pressure? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what? It made me feel really at ease, because every single thing he asked me to do, I did. So I was thinking, I was like, you can't really fire me, because I'm doing literally every single thing that you've asked me to do.
So no, I like that. I think for me, my old boss who was amazing had that mindset, and then also what you just said, like if you're basically, if you're actually taking on that person's advice and then actually you can see you implementing it or giving it a go, then you're not going to be chucked out the door. Do you know what I mean? Because you're clearly trying and all that sort of stuff. But 6 months, mate, Jesus Christ.
I think another thing to really, one thing person said it to me when I first started my career is there's a lot easier ways to earn 25 grand a year. So unless you're willing to ask yourself some questions and be willing to learn, you're never going to get there. So you go do another job where 25 grand comes easily, because if you don't do the basics, you're never going to earn any more.
No, I like it. That's solid advice. So the other question, because obviously now you've been on the other side, what's sort of the advice, I guess, for those that are thinking about starting on their own or early stages? It's just one of them. I don't know. What's your advice to those in the sort of first 12 months? Because that's fucking difficult. Those 12 months.
I've got a couple of this. So I think that first of all, stay true to the reasons that you wanted to set up in the first place.
Nice.
So if your aspiration is to manage your own destiny and be the boss, only do that with yourself. So don't then go and ask for investment from somebody else. I think that's going to be something that you need to retain. And also, if you get a chance, do it with somebody else. I can't imagine something as it was really hard for us to start with, but we had, as cliche as this sounds, we had each other.
Yeah. No, I think that was
my one piece of advice. It would be, personally, don't do it alone.
Yeah, really, I like that.
Because money's always tight when you start. When there's two of you, there's always that, there's somebody else lead on. But just when times are tough, you've got somebody else who's in the exact same position as you to bounce ideas off. Yeah,
and that's the other thing, bouncing ideas off. Because if you're in a bit of a rut and you're doing the same things that you did and you were successful previously and not working for you now, it's almost like you need a bit of reassurance to keep doing it, and a bit of reassurance that you are doing the right things and you're following the right processes.
Sure. Yeah. No, I think that's really good advice, lads, and I think that does make sense. That just resonates with me. Like when I moved up to not quite the same, but when I moved up to London recently, I moved up with a mate. If I moved up on my own, like again, it's like not being. It's like it would be just so. It'd be so much more intense, wouldn't it? Like everything would be so much more intensified.
Everything's on you.
Yeah. And then one last one: do it when you're young.
Okay.
I left it far too long.
Do you think?
Yeah. Wish I'd done it 10 years before I'd done it.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in my 20s.
Okay, nice. Because what do you think? Because the risk is lower, or?
Yeah, well, I would say the risk is lower because if you were to look at it from how old was I? Was it
27? 20?
26?
26?
26, I think. Yeah. So basically, if we'd have gone and done this, my salary at the time wasn't massively inflated. I wasn't earning that much basic salary. So if I'd have gone and done this for 6 months, failed, I could have got another job as a consultant. Doing for a similar kind of salary level.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Think
when you're getting towards
I was 34.
Yeah, if you're in 34, moving towards you're at a good manager level. You're on a very good basic salary. If you go and do that for 6 months and you fail, it's much harder for me then to get back into the cycle of things because I'm more expensive and people would think, right, well, you've gone to do it yourself and you failed. So why would I want you to teach people how to do it?
At least it's worked out then, Tom.
It's what your 20s are for, is trying all this sort of stuff.
No, I agree, mate. I agree, and it's one of the big reasons why I've done what I've done, because basically the worst case scenario is I end up back at home living with my parents in my single bed. So that doesn't sound too bad for me.
When you're 34, you're married with a child, you can't really move back to
That's what I mean. That doesn't sound too bad for me. But look, lads, before we wrap up, what I'd love to know, because I'm all about the stories, maybe both of you might have different stories, but I'd love to know what was both of yours sort of biggest high in your recruitment career, and also your lowest low. Let's talk about that. One of you can go first. Let's keep it real.
How long have you got? Have you got half an hour? I can go all day with this. So from a performance perspective,
biggest high. Go on. Nice, mate.
Right, so I would say biggest high, there's two.
Go on.
The first one would be becoming the top biller for New Chapter Consulting. Whoop whoop.
Nice. Great achievement.
Yeah,
out of how many people?
It was like 20, I think. Was it 25, 30?
30, wasn't it?
That's class.
30 billing consultants. That was in my second year.
Great achievement.
So I was happy with that. And then, I think literally, we still do a lot of the billing to me and Tom for the business. So
nice.
I hit annual target after like 3 months this year. So So I'm on for.
What, this year?
Yeah, this year. Yeah.
Class.
Yeah. So I mean, I've kind of took my foot off the gas now and booked like a 3-week holiday in America. So yeah, I need to maybe get back on that. In terms of biggest low, right? So you know when I told you about having not billed for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I built a pipeline of 100k. Right.
Oh my god.
I built a pipeline of 100k. I was like telling my boss, was like, you know, I'm really confident on all of it. I'm really confident on all of it. I converted £1,000.
Oh god.
Which basically, because they'd made an agreement with this particular business previously that they would knock off £2,000 of the next fee. You know, it was a good decision to make at the time because he got a really strong fee first up. But basically, they took this guy on like a 2-month contract. So it was a £3,000 fee. So I got my £2,000 off that. So yeah, £1,000, 1% return. Oh, devastated, mate. Really devastated.
Mate. Tell me about you, mate.
So the highest high was signing the shareholders agreement for Logical. That's
nice.
Yeah, I was proud of that moment to sort of actually say we've gone
it's
out
like
and done
really
it.
felt like yeah.
And the lowest low was I took a job, and I won't say the name of the company, but it's not on my LinkedIn. I took a job with an accountancy recruitment firm.
Yeah.
And after 2 weeks, I literally just didn't go back to work.
Oh shit! Why? Well, you just hated it.
I hated every second of it. I just wasn't the right guy to recruit accountants.
Yeah.
Not my channel.
That difficult.
And it was just so badly run as a business.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrendous. And I was still really early in my career and needed
yeah.
support and development. There was nothing like I had an alcoholic boss, and it was just horrendous. So I literally walked out after about 2 weeks. Yeah, so that was the lowest part of my career.
No, thanks for sharing, lads. So a question that I always ask people. And then we'll wrap up. We can get out of this sauna, which we call a studio. Basically, so to both of you, basically. So what I've been asking people, and it's been, you can be a sentence, one word maybe, or whatever. So if you was able to communicate to every single recruiter, they'd take on what you said, they'd implement it the next day. What would you say?
It's our strapline for me.
Yeah.
Life's short, work somewhere awesome.
Love that. That's fucking class, lads.
Ditto.
Love it. Okay. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, lads. Thanks for coming in. Very hot day, sweaty, but I've really enjoyed it. So
Me too.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.